Look. For instance, the vehicle's climate control unit makes use of signals coming from several sensors, such as interior and exterior temperature, sunlight intensity and speed. Every 10 milliseconds, those signals are sent from the sensors to the control unit where they are consumed, for example to calculate the airflow or the cooler temperature. But once that happened, the unit doesn't need these signals anymore. A new set will arrive in the next 10 milliseconds. Therefore, the data is simply discarded. In other words, the vehicle electronics continuously uses sensor data to make the car work well. After that, the data disappears into thin air without being of any use for the world outside the car. This piece of valuable content is wasted permanently and cannot be recovered. Now let's assume we found a way to prevent it from disappearing and to acquire it from millions of vehicles worldwide. We would gain a rich harvest of raw data. Sure, it must be extracted, decoded and transformed into content. Eventually, we would end up with multiple types of observations. This is the primary source for our vehicle data ecosystem. We could store and market all these observations in our data grocery store. However, all we have at this point are excellent ingredients. It takes much more to turn them into a delicious meal. Here we see a chef who creatively picks exquisite ingredients from our store and possibly spices them with some additional ingredients from other data ecosystems. Then he does something very special. He intelligently combines all these ingredients while making use of the magic of modern data technology. Established non-automotive industries will come up with solutions which can take their core business to the next level and possibly generate new ideas. The car manufacturers can leverage the data insight for themselves, for example, for spare parts sales prediction or preemptive marketing in after-sales, proper material and powertrain dimensioning in development, better response to needs on the market, providing the right car for the right customer, and even advertisement targeting for sales departments. And what's for certain, new businesses will evolve when entrepreneurs and startups gain access to our observation grocery store. They will create completely new products and services that, as of today, we can't even dream of. Manufacturers working in other data ecosystems would also be able to connect to our wholesale store to leverage vehicle data for their own services. Thus, the data will be usable in many ways across many different areas of business. They could generate a huge customer value and give birth to a new industry. Let's take a look at the big picture. And now, let's move away from the food to return to our bits and bytes. As you may remember, the process starts with the harvesting of valuable telemetric sensor data from the vehicles. But there is no norming for data formats, encoding or transformation inside the car. The OEM is the only instance that can decode the sensor data, and theoretic and non-self-descriptive sensor signals won't reveal their background to just anyone without the specific knowledge of OEM. And that's what our story is all about. But wait, who is the owner of all these observations? Is it the owner of the vehicle? After all, the vehicle that provides the sensor data is his property. Or is it the driver? Isn't he the one who has actively produced all this data? Or could it even be the passengers? Aren't they being observed as well? And without the OEM, all the data is nothing but digital debris. Luckily, that problem isn't new to other industries. A similar problem is effectively solved in the showbiz. The solution is actually quite easy. The copyright is distributed proportionally among the members of the value chain. In the marketplace, several tasks are being regulated. Provision and discovery of vehicle data for service providers, management of rights and privacy, transactions of vehicle data from the cloud to service providers, accounting and billing, handling of offers and campaigns, association of contents and contracts. As you can see, it's not that difficult to excavate our treasure. Let's establish a sustainable and rewarding business. Let's create the all-new world of drivables.